because I am on Roblox Studio. Let's see, I need to add another. Oh, okay. Okay, and we're gonna do this. Alright, and we're going to select Roblox Studio Beta. Wow. And here we go. Very good. And now you will be able to see my screen. I want that to show too. I don't know how to do this. Let's see if I move it over here. That's an out of the way area for my picture to be. So now if I move this up here, now you can see me and my screen. Good, 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 good. Okay, that is what we need. Now I'll get out of OBS Studio, and I'm working on a map right now, which is not working out, and you can't see it because I haven't got a source for it. But okay, so we're back in Roblox Studio. I am making a game based on my book, 80th Scientist. I am Dennis Cole, and I wrote the book. And I am a noob developer. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm vibe coding with AI partners, and I am using the Roblox AI, and I've added a new area. So now I have the Eicken prison, the TS inspection facility, I have detector force, and I have all right, that's the I had a purpose for this building, so
I had a purpose for this building.
Oh,
I know I did.
Otherworlder authorities, where Rione got taken a few times for being too emotional. So this is the environment, the very oppressive dystopia that Eicken Spaceport is, and Eicken City, and these poor scientists have to work while trying to keep a cap on their emotions so they don't breathe too hard and waste precious nitrogen, which their bodies have been altered to breathe nitrogen instead of oxygen because they used most of the oxygen up. So now, at the end of the book, all is fixed, but we're not there yet. So we're in this very dystopian environment, but I've added the market, and all of these little squares are shops. They are tiny, tiny little shop, and Arionians have to wait for hours to get in because only 5 people at a time can go in the shop. So if they really want something that they can't get on the Arion hub, then they have to go to the shop and just wait and hope it's still there by the time they get in the shop. Very inconvenient. And also, this space in the middle is not just going to be full of people, it's going to be full of tables that the traders just wave up their tables, and they have floating holograms of all of their items above the table. So you go to the table, and if you want to inspect an item, then you touch the icon and you hold the item, and then you can look at it and see if there are any defects that the trader hasn't labeled, because trader service has very strict rules. A trader has to mention everything that might be wrong with the item so that they're honest in their depiction of it. They'll have a holo of it, and they'll show themselves using it if they're a good trader. If they don't know anything about it and they don't care, they'll just put up a holo and I found this, or I traded for this. It came without a description. But they have to declare everything about the item. And most of trading is telepathic for telepathic species, and Arionians have telepathy because of a one-celled colony of organisms called an undot. It's like a living swimsuit, basically, that stays on you all the time, and it gives you telepathy. You heal faster, and you can, if you go into a coma, heaven forbid, people can put food on it and you will live because it can absorb nutrition for you. So yeah, it protects against poisons, parasites, microbes, you name it. So you will be a lot healthier if you take an undot. And undot trade is one of Arion's two major exports. So undots and ships. So here we have the shipbuilding facility. If I can get up there. All right. That's the shipbuilding facility right there. And they fly the ships out through this little hall onto the spaceport skirt where all the ships have to be. And most of these buildings, like this first one, is undot inspection, and then the next is animal inspection, because they do export animals, farm animals, and they have genetically modified these animals to live on Arion. So they came from Earth, but nobody remembers Earth. It was 1840 when the last wave of colonists came here. There were two. The first colonists came in 1760. So you can imagine Germans from 1760 who were on a ship to the American colony, and they sank, and this Bacillip happened to be collecting specimens, and he noticed that he heard them telepathically, and it's like, oh, I think I'll rescue these poor people. So he offered to, since they were going to a new place anyway, he offered to take them to Arion, and they said, yeah, we want a new home. So he took them there, and he already had a world terraformed that didn't suit his purposes. Bacillips go and create colonies, and they have a lot of trouble creating colonies because just a change in the weather can kill them. So they rarely go to space, and if they do, their colonies often die out because they can't adapt. So he wanted to create a colony, and first of all, he couldn't get any bacillips to come, and second, the environment turned out not to be ideal for bacillips. So he finally decided to trade the world to somebody, and so this was an opportunity. These colonists who wanted to go to a new place, they came to this world, and it was very suitable for their species, and they thrived. The he considered them similar to Elshars, which he knew. And so they came here and built a colony, and they weren't doing so well. So his friend Lilin, who was Elshar, went to Earth, and he found a group that was, they had just come to America and they were trying to settle there. They had a lot of persecution. It wasn't easy for people coming to Cleveland in 1840, and there were cholera epidemics, and a lot of them got wiped out, and so they were trying to make ends meet, but they weren't doing as well as they wanted to do. And so Lilin felt sorry for him, and well, actually, it was Asha, Lilin's son, that went to Earth to try to look for more people to supplement the colony. And so he found 100 families who wanted to immigrate. So they came and they started the shipbuilding facility. That's when Clydoy split off into Lilmerica, because these people didn't want to farm, they wanted to build ships and do the scientific stuff. So that's how Eicken was created, with this second wave of colonists. So now that I've explained probably too much about the book, let's get on to what I'm trying to do here. So I've finally got all my buildings situated and grounded, and I've got the market figured out. So the shops go down here into the residence area a little bit. So we've got our market, we've got a hospital. It's not a pleasant place at all. And then we've got the Eicken School. And under the suppressive government, you go to Eicken Hospital to have your baby, and immediately they take them and put them in the Eicken School. So you don't see them again until they're 5 years old. And they get them well indoctrinated to what they're supposed to do as Arionian citizens. And that's the council where they decided all these things. Clydoy at one point split off from Arion Colony and became independent because they were so unhappy with what the little Americans wanted to do. But they finally reluctantly rejoined when they couldn't really make it without the trade and the spaceport. So they are not happy about it. They live in the north. There are mountains up here. So today I want to add terrains back here in the back. So I'm going to go here. And I've already got terrains built. I've imported them or exported them from View. So now I'm going to go over to come on, quit moving. I was about to click on it. Oh, Windows is awful. Anyway, I'll go over here to my Roblox project and places, and I should have terrains. Is that not where the terrains are? Okay, so where are they? I think they're in the View directory. So let's look in the View Creations directory and see if we can find them. Aha, okay. So here are things. El Sharmashai, lots of terrains, so I have no idea. Here's sun 2. Let's bring that in. This is the second sun, so it's okay. We're going to import it, upload to Roblox. We're going to import this as a package. Are we? Well, okay. Insert using scene position. I think I probably want to keep it in the same position it was in the original scene. So let's try that and see if it works. Okay. Now we should have a second sun. So is it under terrain? Let's see. There it is. There it is. There's our second sun, because Ariane has 2. So let's see if we can find it in the sky. I'm not seeing it, but it should be a child of the sky. So I'm going to move it up. I'm going to, well, I don't know exactly where to put it. Under terrain, because I've got water, sea, and ocean. So here's sun 2. I'm not seeing it, but, well, it's there. Okay, so we have the sun. Now we need a terrain, so let's get, I want it to come into terrain. I don't know if it's going to go there. So import 3D, and we'll go, let's see. Oh, let's get a ship. Okay. I want to import this as a, well, okay. I don't know why I have 3. Let's get just one of them. All right, and here's our ship. It's a saucer, and we're going to import it as is. Now, where is it? Where is the ship? Here we go. So we're going to put the ship in the spaceport. Well, if I can get it there. All right. I didn't want to open that. Eicken Spaceport. Okay. Now, let's look for our ship and see where it, oh my, it's big. It's big. So, we're going to have to make it smaller. That's a cargo ship. All right, so all right. that didn't fly out of the facility. When they have big ones like this, they build them in sections and put them together outside in the shipyard, and then they fly them into orbit. They don't keep them here. So yeah, until someone trades for them and takes possession. So yeah, that's a big one. So yeah. Now they'll inspect it first, and then they'll decide to put it in orbit with the others that are waiting for fuel, because there's not a lot of fuel around. Very expensive. But a ship like this will trade for a lot. And there are a lot of traders who trade goods from their ships. So this huge ship would be quite a boon to a trader who travels to other worlds with goods in his ship locally. And there are plenty of markets near Eicken in the 7th galaxy that are well within reach, and it's lucrative. So yeah, we'll have that. We're gonna color it. We're gonna make it, it's gonna look like glass. It's not, but it's gonna look like that. Well, maybe I don't want, I want glass. So that's glass. Okay. Now we will make it a nice medium blue, a very bright blue. There we go. Now we have a ship. Something to look at in the spaceport. Okay. Let's see if it's actually on the ground now. Is it? It's kind of squashing one of the buildings. Oops. Okay. So now, let me go take a look at it and see if I've positioned it properly. Oh. The ED fell apart. Oh, good. It's not going to monitor my emotions. I'm sure all the Arionians want all the emotion detectors to fall apart. They're floating above every building. Another one fell apart. Players will get to help Arionians attack them when we get to that part of the story. There's going to be a revolt on Eicken, but not right this minute. Oh dear, it's fine. It just looked like it was floating, but it does look like it's floating. So I will still have to look at that building. But at least it's not vibrating. I did fix that part. Okay, here's Therapy Square where they punish infidels who can't control their emotions. Of course, with repeated interrogations and like that, the poor people get brain damage and then they can't control their emotions as well. So it's kind of, the cards are kind of stacked against them. Okay, here's my ship. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Okay. So it's not quite on the ground. This one is made of blue metal, so it's not going to be transparent, so I need to change it. So it's not going to look like that. They don't build the ones like this here, so I'll probably need to make it smaller. But let's see, actually, I've changed my mind. I'm going to make it yellow. Okay. Well, it didn't change. There we go. Now it's a sunny yellow. I'm going to make it smaller. Okay, and I'm going to move it over here. It's going to be near the TS building because this is Zebediah's ship. He's got business on Arion and they're not happy about it. He's the 7th Galaxy Minister. And he's here to investigate cruelties to Arion's citizens. The Emperor is very unhappy about reports he's getting of people having problems. So he's going to be parked nearest to the Aaronic Council. So he's going to be right there. The council building is right there, I think. No, actually it's there. So he's going to be parked kind of up here. So yeah, he's going to have to go by the prison to get to the council building. Yeah, that's the council building right there. So he's going to park right here. With permission, of course. And we're going to put this down. And this is much smaller than the buildings, so we're going to have to scale it down some more. This is tall enough for a man to stand up in, so we're gonna do that. Okay, so he's going to slide her in right between these buildings. And he has to stay on the spaceport skirt. And he's considerate, so he's going to park over here. Well, actually, he's going to park on the prison side because traders will come here to this building. So he's going to be right there. Three clicks from the boundary. Okay.
Love you, Mom.
Love you too.
How's it going?
It's going well.
Good.
That's the Arianic prison, or the Eicken prison. Actually, it's Arian prison. And that is the council building, so I've got my ship there. Okay. And of course, we've got to have Rione's ship. He's going to be parked further away. Well, I say that, but he didn't know he was going to be staying for 2 weeks. So, yeah, his ship is going to be right behind 7 Ions. So I'm going to duplicate this. And then I'll bring this one here. He'll park right next to, and his ship is green, so we're gonna put his ship there. Now we've got 2 ships there for my character to look at, so let's come over here. Oh, you know what? I need to anchor these EDs, so let's do that. Alright, so I'm going to make sure this is anchored. And I will probably need to click on it to anchor it. Oh, come on. Oh, he gets me up. All right, there we go. There's that. Click object to anchor. So there's that one. Let's click that to anchor it. Let's go down to the next one and anchor it. Yeah, I did these. I created these things in Blender. Now, I don't have them over these yet. I need to put more of them, however. I didn't put that one yet. Okay, but I didn't put that one either. I've got this one. And this one, so I do have some of them. I got the one outside the hospital. And that one. And then I go up here and there's one outside each of the 5 science service buildings. So I will make sure all of them are anchored. Okay. Whoop. Now, I don't need the anchors anymore. All right. But I still need to put more EDs around, so I'm going to duplicate this one. And then I will move it.
Come here, baby. Oh, here's my girl. Hi. Oh, my baby. Fiona came to see me. Hi, darling.
And I'm going to position it right above the entrance plate. These plates, you put your hand on them, it reads your genetics and ports you in. Now I'm going to pull this. I don't want to move that. I want to move that. Let's see. Did I just pull it under the building? I hope not. Oh, I did. Oh. Let's undo. Well, that's weird. I didn't want to be under the surface. Okay, here we go. I don't want to move the original one. All right. Control Y will step me through what I did. Well, it should, but it didn't. So, well. Okay. Not that far. Oh, okay. This is the duplicated one. All right. We'll move it down. down more. We will put it lower. And over. And get it over this plate. Now I think I'm over the plate, but I'm not sure. So let me look at it from above, and I'm not. All right. There we go. Now each one of these buildings needs one of these. So I will do it this way. First I'm going to position myself in the right place, or try to. Okay. And it's not exactly in the right place. Okay, it looks right now. I want to be sure. Let me get myself down. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that looks about right. Now let's see if I can position myself so that I am above it. And now I can clearly see it's not where I thought it was. Okay. That looks about right. Yeah. Okay. Now, I want it exactly there, so I'm going to duplicate and pull it over to the next building. So, let me get over here and get it over here. Like that. Because each of these buildings is going to have one of these things. Okay. Okay. All right. That one doesn't have a plate yet, but that's okay. Actually, I need to duplicate this plate. And move it over as well. Okay. Alrighty. We'll take that over here. Okay. And since I've got those the right color, I will duplicate the set and move them over. Okay. I'll duplicate it again. And move another set over here. Okay. Need to see if that's flush. Is it flush with the building? Looks like it. Okay, good. And then there are two others that are this color, so I will duplicate it again. And pull it back. And pull it way over here. And the entrance to this one is going to be at the back. So I'll pull it back to there and see if I've got it in the right place. Use my arrow key. Oh, it's not. Okay. Now the plate is in the right place. Let's see about the ED. The ED is not. So I will move it to the front. And oh dear, the plate. The plate is totally not in the right place. Oh, I moved both of them. Well, I can fix that. Now I need to only have this selected and bring it forward. Now that should be about right. Now, except it's not. Okay. Okay. Actually, it's right over the plate. Okay. Now, I will copy both of these. All right, well. Okay. Duplicate. And pull this. Over here. Okay. That's got that. Good. All right, now I want to duplicate this again. And bring it over here. Okay. Now, this needs to be blue. And let me go over here and see if I have my, oops. Yeah, that's right. And this building doesn't have an ED, so it needs one. According to Arion, anyway. So we'll give it one. Actually, it's got one right there at the corner of that building, so I think we're probably not going to, why not? Okay, we're going to duplicate this one. And we're going to move it over here. So, why is it there? Okay, that's about where it needs to be. All right. I think that's about right. Now, okay, so I need to go back to these and rename them. So that is the DF building. No, actually, let's see. That's the Arion prison. Oh, that's Siesta. Okay, that is TS's police arm. So, Trader Service doesn't technically have police, but trade inspectors have the power to send a man to prison or destroy him on the spot. So the ESTA is the arm of TS that does that. So we're going to label this. If I can find it. It's here somewhere. Somewhere. Okay. Okay, so I need to label all these new objects in my scene. And where is this? I'm not seeing it. Okay, so there's siesta. So this. Okay. All right, this is now the this is not DF. This is Fiesta. Plate 1. So now we've got it labeled. We need to put it on the building that it belongs on. So let's go down. Go down. Come on, go down. Oop. Yes. So now it is part of the Iesta building. All right. Now, and this, if I can select the right thing, my hand's falling asleep. Okay, this is ED Iesta. And that is not DS, but TS. Now, this is, it's not going to have a number because there's only one. Okay, and we're going to put this with the Iesta building. So we're going to go to Spaceport. Let's see. And we're going to put it right there. It didn't go there. It didn't go there. But hopefully it's somewhere in here. Okay. Okay, it's up there. That's fine. It's still part of Eicken Spaceport. That's good. All right. Now, this building It's building 13. So let's see. I haven't named all of these buildings yet. So we're going to put let's see. Okay. Make this DS2. Well, TS2. Okay. Port plate 1. Okay, so we're going to make this building DS2. Because that's the TS1, we're going to make this TS2. And we're going to give it a, so this is a trade inspection building. Okay. And then we will take this and we're going to make that TS2. I'm just going to simplify it and do it that way. And then I can pick the plate, make it blue. Okay. That will be for the novice traders to come. Okay. And see inspectors. Then this will be for the more experienced traders. So it will have a more serious blue. Yeah. That will be for the more skilled traders to answer to a TS inspector. So these buildings are not going to get a color, but they are, well, they probably should be colored. Okay. Okay. So that will be where all of the disputes with traders will take place. Okay. then this one is detector force, right by therapy square. So that one is the DF. Okay, so that okay. Doesn't really need anything. Okay. Okay. Same with that one. It doesn't need a number because there's only one. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Do you need allergy juice right now, or do you want to wait until later?
I would like some, thank you.
Alright.
Alrighty.
Allergy juice. It fixes your stomach problems.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so okay, that's good. Okay, back to what I was doing. I need to have these labeled, and they are, so I'll come down. That should be labeled. Thank you. Aloe juice break. Ah, wonderful. Aloe juice mixed with cranberry grape juice. It's very nice. Alrighty. Playing.
The aloe juice went into my thing and just
Uh-oh. Whoops.
I lost my grip on it. No.
Oh no, you're losing it. No.
Reality.
All right. What's this? Animal health. So this is the animal health
That's
one.
just the first step for
Actually, it doesn't need anything. So good. Then let's get this. That's fine. And this.
Cutie.
Okay, where is it? I don't see where the thing is. It's got to be here somewhere. Well, so what is this? Is that it? Okay. Okay. This needs to go on the animal health building. So let's find animal health and put it on it. Good. Very good. Now, Arion Prison is over there, so I haven't gotten to it yet. That's ES stuff. That is DF, where Arionian citizens are taken to be questioned about why are you so emotional. Okay, and so this is an undead inspection. So we need, okay, that and that match. Good. So we're good. Next, this is the morgue, and so we've got that. Okay, we need an ED for it. So we will duplicate and move this over to there. And I'll get over here. Should be in the middle, like the others are, and that should be right above it. Okay, and that's about right. Okay, so we're going to find this and label it. I'm going to close that. I close that. Yeah. Okay. I am not finding it. Let's see. It's not that. Okay. Oh, let's see. So I'm not finding this one. It's got to be here somewhere. I'm going to leave more room. Well, that didn't work. It'd be nice if I could make this window bigger. Oh, let's see. There's probably a way to, but I don't know what that is. Okay. Okay. There are 62 of these things. Okay. Is that it? There it is. And that is the morgue. So this is not the undied inspection one. It is the morgue one. So we'll put it there. Okay. Now, and that's the last building on this side. Then we get to these. And I haven't even labeled these. Really? Okay. Okay, so oh, there's a cat.
Kitty!
That is not. Yeah, there are animals scattered around that should be in the parks. So, yeah. I've got to fix that. Oh. Alright, yeah. So, all of the buildings over there are labeled. Actually, the ships are not. So, I need to label them. So, these ships. Okay. Okay, this is second iron ship. Okay. And the other one is Rione's. Okay. Good. We're going to change the material on this because these are metal. Okay. Or it might be gray. So I'll make one gray. Maybe a little darker gray. Yeah. These are Elshar ships, and they are reporting to TS because there's a trade dispute. Blue metal is very common, but also just the gray is common too. I'll make this one blue. Okay, novice traders. There's going to be a lot more of them. So I'm just not being very successful at selecting these. Alright, I'm going to make this one blue. I'm so blue. Da, da, da. And it was not selecting the right one. Alright. Let's get gray, and then this one will look selected. My hands aren't working. Okay. Yeah, so we've got them, and we might have another one behind the prison. And let's make it black. It'll be an ESTA ship. Okay. Waiting to take prisoners to Gawa. It's going to be a lot closer to the facility. Yeah. Okay. And that is also going to have one, so we will duplicate this a couple of times and put this one over here. That's the TS Inspector's ship. Okay, so now I've got some ships. I need to, of course, this one is, I'll just make that TS. Just a trader, so yeah, we'll make that TS. I'll do that. These two are special. And that one is a TS Inspector ship. Well, it didn't get changed because my hand slipped. Okay. Now we have the ships labeled. And there's going to be a lot more of them, but I'm not going to make tremendous numbers of ships right now. I do need to label these buildings as shops if they're not already. But I think I moved them into a shops directory. So, the ships need to be moved into the ships directory. Keep things nice and neat here. And of course I can just select all of these at once and move them up into the ships directory. There we go. Okay. Good. Now I have ships in my spaceport. Much better. And there's going to be some sitting down here waiting for something to be done, but we might as well do this. Now, have we got all 4 of these selected? They are not getting selected. See if I can select them. That did not do what I expected. I don't want to select anything. Is there a select none? No. That's better. Now none are selected. Okay. I think that got it. Now, move it. Alright, I'm going to duplicate. I guess I must do this individually. Okay. No? Well. All right. Okay. We will make all of these gray. Then why? Just why? Okay. Okay. All right. Duplicate that. Move it. Then, okay, I guess they're under ships. Yes, okay. Okay. All right, I want to group these. As a folder. New ships. Okay. Okay. Okay, that looks good.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm not close enough to select those. Okay, now I am. And we'll duplicate this row over here. And duplicate it again over here, because they are building ships with all of their resources at once. I guess I missed a couple. That's all right, because people are trading for them. So this is like cars on a lot. Okay. And some of these are going to be blue. All right. That's good enough. That gives the idea of the facility being very busy building ships and testing ships and innovating on ship engines. And then we'll have a good many ships out of the TS building. So we're going to duplicate more. And these need to select. And I only got 3 of those, but that's okay. Didn't duplicate. Okay. So you do have to select and duplicate every time. You can't just do it once and Control V again. I just tried that. Okay, so we'll do this. I'm actually going to move these on the other side. Good. And duplicate them. And just pull them down. Okay. They're not all going to be Elshar ships, so I'm going to make some of them. Different colors and materials. Some of these are going to be Thordy's ships, and they always like purple. Okay. And some of these disputes might involve Giant or others. So see, select. So I'll put some authority ships and some giant ships. Let's see. So that would be glass and maybe a different color. Let's see. And glass and okay. So you're going to have all different kinds of ships, and any that have official business with the government are going to park near detector force, even though otherworlder authorities is where they have to report to. So but they want them parked over here. Okay. Now we've got a good many ships, and I'm going to come over here and try to get all this in for my map. So let's see. So the area that has changed is over here near the TS building. So I will try to get this centered in here so I can add it to my map. So this has the changes I need to do on my map. And then I will want to also go up. I wish there was a way to make the map full screen. Okay. That's as good as it gets. So I'll do that. Then I'll move down here and get this and move it over so that we have that. then I will swoop in like this. And try to get this. Okay. Boink. I've got my work cut out for me with my maps. Why is that? Because I accidentally hit the wrong key. So I hit the Windows key, so I've got to do this again. There we go. Alright, because I don't want to have Windows in the middle of my map. No. And I'll go over here to the space shipbuilding facility and get all of the new ships in the picture. And I need to get it centered better. Like that. Okay, now I have my spaceport looking a lot more like a spaceport. Of course, I'm going to need more ships over here too, but I don't want to build ships all night. Let's see, it's 10:41.
Build ships.
I need to visit Adia's lab and do some work there. So, but first, I want to see what this looks like on the ground. So let's put my character in here and see if my anchoring of the EDs worked. I think it did. So now they're floating where they're supposed to be and not laying broken on the floor, although this is not in the right place. I had it anchored to the building. Oh, that's a problem. I don't know why it appears differently when I go in. See, that one's anchored correctly. And the yellow plate is where I poured in, and the other one is where my scientists should be in a row. And the ED is up in the air. And that one's up in the air. Good. So now I can go up here. And at the end of the row is the huge Eicken hospital facility. Then over here is the government building. So on I run. This is a huge map. And that building's up in the air, which it should not be. And what's under it? Oh my. What is that supposed to be? Oh dear. That should not be under the building. And this plate should be up, not there. So I've got to fix that. Okay, at least it's not jumping around, but that's why it was jumping around, because of those things that are under it, and I don't know what they are. Okay. And from the government building, you have a view of a lot of ships. Awesome. A lot of people like to come down to the spaceport and just see the ships. And now you can see them. Cool. Of course, the view from back here, you don't see them, so I need more ships. I need more ships. Okay, but that looks good. Let's check my work here. That looks all right. Yeah, and the back entrance to the hospital, which backs up to the morgue, which is disturbing. And there's one of these is ANDOT Health, and the other one is Animal Health, and I really need some signs on these to show what they are. But I do plan to add a map that maps out where each building is and what it is, because they really aren't labeled. People are just expected to know. And when you can just wave up a map and everything is labeled, then you don't really need labels on your buildings, do you? So they don't. Arion is very practical and austere, and when they were starting out as a colony, everything cost trade, so yeah. So I'm satisfied with what I've done so far. So let's do something in Adia's lab. I'll get out of test mode. I will save to Roblox. And I will also save, I'll publish it to Roblox. So anyone who wants to see what I've been doing can come and check it out. Now, one more thing I want to do is add more ships, because this is a very busy spaceport despite the isolationism. So I need to get over here, select, and just get a whole bunch of these ships. Oh, I did not want to include that. Actually, I don't want to get that one. I want to start with 10. Okay. Alright, let's duplicate and move them. And I've got them on top of other ships. Don't want that. So that's not going to do. Oh no. Well, I'll just have to move some of the others. A lot of the others. But yeah. Okay. That's a mess over there, but I'll have to fix it. Okay. That looks pretty good. Alright. Now let's get these that are in the wrong places out. That's better. Now, I'll get some of these over here. Okay. Getting there. So that takes care of Elshar ships and a few giant ships. I need to change the color on that one. And then I'll scale this up. And my universe ships are not just flattened saucers, but they might be cubes. So of course that's going to have to be smaller. Not many people have big old cargo ships. Let's see. So I'll make it smaller this way and smaller this way and smaller this way. Now it's 12 on all sides. And then I'm going to move it over here and over here. Okay. Actually, I'm going to scale this down some more. Okay. 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 Let's add some more new ships. Okay. Duplicate that and move it to the other side. Wow. So it didn't get as many as I thought. Okay, now we're shaping up better. Okay. Okay, and let's see. Scale this thing up. I'm going to label my different ones. I should make that a different color. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, that's unique. Oops. Okay. Okay. Ah. And let's make it interesting the way it looks. And how much it kind of vanishes. Let's see. I'll do that. Okay. Okay. And where's this one? Ah. Okay. Let's give this a little different material. Instead of glass. Let's see, do we have leather? Yeah. Okay. That's really different. In fact, I could make it gray and add a little sense of danger here. That's an Argelian ship. Anybody seeing that would go, slaver ship at this period of time. So yeah, let's make this bigger. And let's move it over towards the see. And which building do we want it near? Yeah, near the morgue. Yeah, it would just be plain suspicious. So it's kind of hidden towards the back. This one needs to be a bit bigger. Okay, yeah, that's better. All right, then this one, where is it? Which one is highlighted? Ah, the green obsidian ship. That's a basilic ship. Okay, and then this one. Green. Pyramid. This one. Let's give that a bit of transparency. Just a little bit, maybe. Yeah. Let's move it up a tad. this one. Is a deep blue cylinder. And let's give it a different material. Then let's see where this is. Well, that should be on both of these should be on DSC SV2 deciplex. So it should be in the deciplexes. Yeah. Now attach those to it. Now that's much better. Now the port plates are where they should be. Let's see if there's anything that is not where it should be. Okay. These. These should move up to the spaceport. And they should go in ships. So So yeah, this should go in with the ships. Yeah. Alright. So I've been at this for quite a while. I think I'm going to stop here, but now my spaceport is a lot more populated. and has some unusual ships in it. So at this point, I just need to take some more screenshots, and I'll take one more look with my character. If I appear here, I don't know if I will appear there. No, I will appear at, I'm appearing on the scientist spawn point. Interesting. Maybe it gave me the spawn point nearest where I wanted my character to be. Maybe. Anyway, we'll go over here and take a look at Spaceport and see what it looks like from here. So, hurry up, Adia. We're getting there. Oh, yeah, I can see ships now. Lots and lots of them. So, yeah, this is good. So, from around the corner of the Eicken Hospital, yeah, you can go right up to the fence. Not too close, but you can see all the ships. So, I'll take a screenshot here. I'll get closer. Alright, and with this, I have added ships to my spaceport. So I'll stop here. I need to work in Adia's lab next time. Until then, I'm Dennis Cole, otherwise known as Adia Maya, and I hope y'all have enjoyed this foray into Roblox Studio and amateur building. And I was going to put some terrain. This, well, I don't know if you can see that. Let me change this. Okay, so let me add another source so I can show you display capture. Yeah. Okay. That way, whatever I'm looking at, you will look at. So I'll go ahead and go over here. This is the Eicken map that I've been working on. I need to fix this area because I've made a lot of changes. It's not going to be so easy to alter this map, however. But here's the shipbuilding facility. Here's the Eicken Hospital, Arianic Council. I'm going to label as many buildings as I've got labeled so far. And the odd is where announcements are made to all of the scientists that work in SCSV or Science Service. And the deciplexes are where people live. These go on and on and on to the south. There are enough for 72,800 people, and there are only 20,000 in Eicken when the book starts. So the deciplexes are assigned to a function of the government. So the government of the 7 unified galaxies is divided into diplomatic service, which is diplomats and DS teams that go and help governments negotiate treaties between each other. So you've got diplomatic service, you've got science service, which is all of the facilities in Alliance and Unified worlds that study science. So any scientist, any SCSV team that is sent to look at colony health, look at suitability for a colony charter, things like this, that research on any health problems that people might have or scientific problems that they need solved. They'll send us an SCSV team to look at it. So then you've got ES, or Education Service. So down here you've got the Deciplex that is assigned to Education Service, and you have the Eicken School. Then it's for education through what we would consider high school in the United States, and then college also. And if somebody wants education beyond that, or if they choose to do their college on another planet, Arion has its own facility, Academy Pretoria, which is a planet that has a colony on it that's a school. Then you've got Zig Mas, which is the biggest space school. It covers an entire galaxy, and people send students from all over the 13 galaxies. Even though they're at war with 6 of them, they still can send students through Education Service because it's considered a peaceful pursuit. So then you've got Bansa, which is the Elshar Trader School. So there are other majors there, but it's mostly traders who can't afford Zig and Moss, and they don't want to go to Academy Pretoria, which has a bad reputation, by the way. So you've got those 3 major schools, but every planet has a school, every colony has a school, and so the Eicken School is Education Service on Arion. And there is a school in Clydoi also. So, but the people in Eicken have their own school, and the Deciplexes are for people in Eicken, not the rest of Lil America, which is farms. So then you've got Deciplexes, you've got 2 that are assigned to SCSV. There are more. There are lots more because Eichen is mostly scientists. So about half of those 20,000 people are working for science service. The other half are mostly traders, and that's TS, and that's this building down here, which is every member of the Alliance and the Unified has a trader service building, and it's always this shade of blue. So your trader service functions are the things like ESTA for punishing people who are not following the trader's rules. You've got Arion has its own prison. It has detector force, which is how it keeps the citizens in line. This is a very bad thing, and nobody knows about it off of Arion unless they've had a run-in with it. There's other worlder authorities over here. That's when someone from another planet comes and they do something that's against Arionic law. They go to otherworlder service to be talked to and encouraged not to do that. So then HCS is Healer Colony Service. And you've got the Eicken Hospital, which really doesn't qualify for HCS, but it used to. So history has a lot to do with some of these things. And the Arianic Council is a DS function. It's a diplomatic service function in the Alliance. So that's why we have one DS Deciplex that is devoted to the people who work in the Arianic Council, which governs Arion. And the TS Deciplex down here, there are a lot of TS Deciplexes for all the traders. So the Arion market is where all of the traders go to trade. So either they're trading off planet, or they've got a ship that they have parked around TS, that they take items to other worlds that are nearby, or they might be trading information to way out there in the 13th galaxy, or to Sigan Moss, which is the 14th galaxy. So it's not actually a member of the Alliance or the Unified, which covers 13 galaxies apiece, and they overlap. So there you have it in a nutshell, my map. And I'm going to be adding all of the little shops down here that go all the way over here. So they go from right here, and these green things are parks. And some of the parks have one animal that's about to go extinct. So since they can't reproduce, they're not in Clydoi. They are down here in Eicken to please the scientists that walk by the parks, and they're well taken care of. And when they die, then the park is empty. So originally the parks were all full of animals, but they gradually died off because of genetic problems, which is a thing when you go to colonies, that there might be things there that aren't in the native environment that cause genetic changes. So that happened to Arion, even though their scientists worked very hard to try to preserve the animals and the trees they brought with them. There's a place in Clydoi that's bordering on the Barrens where they had a vast forest. And when the trees started dying, scientists tried to save them, but they couldn't. So they put all the trees in stasis. So the dying and dead trees are all in stasis so they won't deteriorate anymore. And it's called the memory of trees. So the scientists missed the trees, so they did experiments on the flowers, and they got them to grow as big as trees. Arion is the only world where this can happen. They've tried exporting the giant flowers, and they grow normal size. So only on Arion will you see trees as big as, flowers as big as small trees. So about a little over the height of a man. So yeah, that's Arion. So I hope you enjoyed this foray into Roblox Studio and how to make things in it and how to import your own 3D models into it. So have a good night, everybody, and I'll be back next Thursday with more Roblox. Or I might do a special one tomorrow and work on Adia's lab some more. Y'all take care and let me know in the comments if you want that. And let me go over to Twitch and check on my stream. Uh-oh. I don't have it up. Yes, I do. I have it over here. Too many windows. All right. Yay! Thanks so much. Yay! Let me look back through the chat. I've had people chatting and I haven't been checking. Oh my, I am so sorry. So, Heart to thank you for the comment. And, oh, Dirt Monster rated me with a party of 50. Hi. Oh gosh, I'm wonderful. This is wonderful. I've been rated, Maggie.
You got rated? Oh yeah. That is amazing.
Yeah, I'm happy, folks. So, do y'all have any questions? Oh, wow. I am so sorry I didn't check. So I'll wait for a second. If y'all have any questions, put them out there and I'll try to answer them. This is great. I'm excited. That's what I get for not checking my chat. I am definitely going to have to check the chat a lot more often. And thank you so much for all the follows. I've got 26 followers. I've just hit another milestone on my progression with my channel. I'm so happy. This is wonderful. Thank you so much. So, I'm not seeing any questions, but I'm very happy to see y'all here. Do you want to see anything else while I'm here? I can stay on a little longer. So, I've just been rambling on about the story and what I'm trying to do. I'm not a programmer, and I am doing this. Okay, let me look a few messages back. Okay, if you've already read 80th Scientist, then a lot of the storyline will be familiar to you. I'm going to add a few things as far as things that weren't in the book. In other words, let me go over to here. The buildings that I have are not mentioned in the book. I don't really go to the spaceport or visit the buildings. I do mention the prison and detector force, but I don't really mention where they are or things like this, or even where Zebediah and Riona E. parked in the spaceport, because I didn't really have all this fleshed out. One of the nice things about making this game is that I have been labeling my buildings here in the spaceport. I didn't even have it in my head how many buildings I had, what they were for. I just had a spaceport. So, with ships parked. But now I kind of had to look at it and say, okay, how is this going to be laid out? where are the buildings going to be? What are they going to be for? And of course, in trader service, there are disputes. When two traders have a problem about what they traded and how much they traded it for and whether it was an honest trade, then they can call a TS inspector. There's one per colony or per world, and they have to see a lot of cases. As you can tell from the number of ships, you have two kinds of traders in the Alliance. You have the ones who are the novice traders, which make up about 3/4 of all traders, and they wear the light blue robes. And the ones with the cobalt blue robes are the experienced traders who have gotten advanced training, and they have all the traders in the Alliance have to go to Elshar Mashai, which is the major planet of the Elshars, and it's the seat of the Alliance. So Trader Service headquarters is there. They have to go there to take the test with one of the traders, and they're very busy. So, it's hard to get in with one, and it's hard to pass the test depending on, if you're a novice trader, the test is easy and it's pretty easy to pass, and they can see a lot of novice traders get exams during a day. The other category, the advanced traders, to be a trader leader, the test is a lot harder. It takes longer. It is much harder to get in with TS to get tested. So you've got these two buildings where they're hearing the trade disputes, and there's a lot more disputes with novice traders because there's more of them. Experienced traders don't bring a case unless they think they can win. So there's, a lot of ships out here. And they might have business in the TS building. So I've fleshed that out. So that is not going to be in the book, and it's going to be covered here in this game. So I might even come up with a trading game to let people try being a trader and see how hard it is. I'll have to simulate you having telepathy, because traders, when they trade, they have to keep all their items in their head. Usually a good number of items to put in at a time is 10. You have holograms of your item with your detailed holo explaining what the item is, how you used it, or how somebody might use it. And the better you describe it, then it's going to be in demand. So when you put that item in, you are using your telepathy to contact, because telepathy is not limited by distance. You contact friends and you say, hey, I've got this item you might be interested in, and you want to take a look at it. And so maybe they will, and they'll, you might have 5 traders arguing that they can give you more trade for that item because they really want it. If a trader that really wants it gets it and keeps it, then your trade ends. If they want it because they want to make a profit off it, and that's 99% of trades, you trade it to somebody else and make a profit. So the number of times an item trades from sunup to sundown on your local world, then however many times it trades, that is the amount of trade that goes into your bucket to spend. So it's based on the number of times an item turns over. So I might have a game where you have to track trades and contact friends and things like that. I'm going to have to learn how to do that part. Right now, I'm just trying to get the buildings set up, and now that I've got that, I will start on the dialogue, and I'm going to have a lot of dialogue in this because it's a story-driven game. It's not necessarily to get XP and level up and things like that. You're going to level up by moving through the chapters of the story. So let me get back over to the chat so I can see what y'all are saying now. Boink. Network area. Error. Okay. So.
Network area.
Hi. Lua Master. Oh, no problem. I don't mind answering questions. Let me see. So
She loves it when people ask questions. She loves explaining.
I do. That's my daughter, Tassay. Tassay Quest
Hey guys.
also has. She's also a streamer, and she does things for new players. So we'll get together and create brand new characters and talk about all the things you need to know in this particular game at the very beginning so that your gameplay goes better. So let's see. So this game is partially going to be a one-to-one replica of the novel. I'm not going to have everything in the novel here in Roblox because there are certain things that are more adult subjects that come up in the book. I'm going to keep all the rated G things there, and so the story will be the same. I am going to add things about, as far as when you first come in, you see the map of Arion. You can explore it at your own pace. I'm also going to have a tour that explains what all the buildings are and who lives here and things like that. So that stuff I'll go into more detail than I have in the book. So when I talk about TS and the different buildings, then some of that won't be in the book and it will be new material. So hello to the Mr. Beetle. Hello Vermali. Hello The Real Shadow Ken GX. And let's see. And Celius 1024. Hello Derp Monster 83. And let's see. And Ice Torch, you commented, it's interesting that someone who doesn't know much about Studio and how games are made or trying to navigate Studio. Well, it's been my dream since I started writing young adult science fiction novels to bring them to life. So I've learned a bit about Daz Studio and I create my characters there. And I've tried to learn Blender. The problem is people who become experts at Blender do Blender all the time. I am writing, I'm doing YouTube channels, I'm doing Twitch streams, I'm doing a lot of things. I'm also, part of my time is taken with trying to make Adius Scientist into a game on Roblox. I'm also doing AI stuff. I am creating an ethical data set for a tiny AI that people can put on their phones or their laptops. So part of my time is taken up with that right now. So I don't have time to become an expert in anything. I'm dabbling in all these things. I am an expert at writing. I will claim that. But these other things are kind of, you know, they're important to me and I want to do them. But there's only so many hours in a day. So I am doing a lot of vibe coding. I don't know if a lot of you know what vibe coding is, but that's when you're not a programmer and you have an AI partner and you partner with them to write programs. So, or scripts. So it's limited because obviously I'm not going to become an expert programmer. Not putting that kind of time in because I have my fingers in so many pies. So what I'm doing is writing very simple scripts with the AI because AIs will never replace programmers. Absolutely not, because programmers get experience and they see things the way a human sees them. AI will never see things the way we do. They will never be as creative. In fact, their creativity is more the copycat thing, right? And when you're writing programs, you do use code that other people have used, and you learn and you modify it and you make it better, hopefully. And so there's an art to programming that AI will not get that because it thinks differently. It is very logical and it has algorithms, and those are written by programmers, but AI cannot replace a programmer or a developer. So but you can get a lot more done if you have an AI partner. So my take on it is I'm not telling the AI, okay, I want my character to do this, make it do it. Because if you just do that, you're going to get sloppy work, it's not going to run, and it's not going to do what you want to do. So what I do is I say, okay, I want a building that looks like this, and I show a picture from Dad's studio. And that's how I got Adia's lab, which I haven't got up yet. And it's a starting point. It has a lot of problems. I said put 2 windows, well, 4 windows. It made a big hole in one of the walls. So no, it did not turn out like I wanted it to. So when you're doing vibe coding, you describe something you want to see happen. The AI writes code for it. Then you run the code and you say, okay, it did this, this, and this that I don't want, and it did this, this, and this that I do want. And you work with the AI and you run it again and again and again, and you fine tune, and you finally get a script that runs. So that's the approach I've taken. I have another project. I don't know if you've ever heard of the International Phonetic Association, but anytime you've used a dictionary and there beside the word there's that word that has the weird symbols, that's how you pronounce it, those are IPA symbols. So there are many sets of those. One set is the standard set that has most of the sounds in most of the languages of the world. So one of my projects is to take that, and then they have a set for speech therapists. So you've got people who may have defects in their vocal tract or their chest and head that make them make sounds that most humans can't make. So they need a way to notate that, right? So there's a speech therapy one, there's several schemes for trying to make symbols for signed languages. So most of that is ASL, American Sign Language, which totally ignores that in the rest of the world there's Spanish Sign Language, there's German Sign Language, there's all the languages have a signed language. So you don't want to just have a set of symbols for signs that are used in ASL. You want it to be international and inclusive, right? So I want to include that. I want to include, for Eastern languages, there are tones. Mandarin has 5. The word ma can be pronounced 5 ways. You've got ma, 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 and ma. So you've got 5 different tones, and there are some Eastern languages that have a lot more than that. And there's a way to notate it. This genius came up with it, that you can have a way to put all the tones in all the Eastern languages. So I want to include that too. So this project, I don't know if it'll ever get done, but I hope to have it done. But I did do a small one that actually ran doing just vibe coding. So you can string program little scripts together, little simple scripts. You can string them together and do really complicated things. So I'm taking that experience to Roblox with trying to do I've got one script that I'm trying to get to run that creates my 7 characters. And I'm really eager to see that one run, and so I'm going to work on that some more, probably on the next live stream. But I wanted to get my entire map laid out, so now I can get my tour guide to start in the residence rows where Adia's residence is. Adia is my main character, and then I'm going to have the tour where people are going to come in down in the residence rows, and they'll have a choice. Do you want the tour, or do you want to just explore on your own? And if you want the tour, you've got a tour guide who looks like my character you saw when I was walking around in my venue, and she will take you. She'll explain how the residence rows are set up, and then she'll take you on the walk from Adia's home to Adia's building. And then she'll talk about the SCSV. There are 5 buildings that have scientists working in various departments. And Adia works in the Department of Alternative Fuels, and her father works in the Department of Conventional Fuels. And Adia started working there when she was 16. She's now 18. So you'll get these parts of the story as you walk there, and it'll also go by Therapy Square, and it won't talk about that because nobody's supposed to know what that black square is for. And they'll go into the markets by TS and DS, and then they'll talk about the shipbuilding facility and how many ships are built and how they're frantically trying to build ships and use up all their resources so the colony can escape the war which is coming. So all that's going to come out on the tour. But then the book will actually start when you go to Adia's lab and you follow Adia around her lab. So eventually I hope to add other characters in. So her boss, Vaughn, if you want to see the story from his eyes, then I'll have it from his point of view. And Dries, his second in command, I'll have it from his point of view and what he's thinking about, and so on and on. So I'm hoping it will be interesting for folks. And let's see. Yeah, I'm very sorry, Clover Q12. I am very sorry that I didn't check the chat, but the last a lot of live streams I haven't had many people. This is the first time I've had more than one person in the chat, and I usually try to check it and I forget. So I have just started doing live streams again after a couple of years away, so I'm very rusty. So I apologize. And Sir Depsalot 83, be kind and spread kindness. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Oh, Raider, thank you. From Dirt Monster. Thank you so much for the comment about my books. I appreciate that. They're on Amazon. They're also for free on Wattpad and Royal Road. So even if you just go there and read some and leave a comment, I will love you for it. Because my books are out there. I'm not popular like my famous sister whose name is a household word. I'm not going to mention her though. If you look up my name, Dennis Cole, you will find out. But let's see. And if y'all want to donate, just go find my books, and if you want to buy one, they're 99 cents. So if you feel like dropping $1, that would be wonderful. I haven't monetized my channel yet. I plan to. So Kashuma, thank you. And let me look back. As far as the Roblox market, I am trying to get the money to subscribe. I haven't even got enough to buy any Robux. It's bad. We are planning to move overseas, so every penny is going towards that. So I've got that on my plate too, and that's coming probably next month. So yeah, if you want to support me, my books, and also I have a Dennis Wrights Patreon. I have a let's see, I just made a Patreon for Dennis Teaches AI, and I've got a Patreon for Dennis Pet Channel, which is one of my other things. But I also have fourth wall stores for Dennis Wrights, Dennis Pet Channel, and my travel channel, Indigent Expat. So if you that's if you now okay, let me start over. All right, I have fourth wall stores, I have Patreon, and I have a free tier for my Patreons and my fourth wall stores, but I also have paid tiers. So if you like my designs, buy one of my merch things and I'll be very, very happy. So on fourth wall, I'm Dennis Wrights and Dennis Pet Channel if you like pets, and the Dennis Wrights is the science fiction stuff, and the Indigent Expat is the leaving the United States stuff. So I've got a lot of things going on. And let's see. Oh, Human Being TV, I'm so sorry you crashed your PC. Oh, yeah, I had to reformat my hard drive because of some of the stuff I was doing with an older version of Python. I was, one of my projects, I had a bunch of database files from Microsoft Access 2007 when I was doing a lot of work in there. I have like between well, around 840 stories to keep track of. It's a lot. I'm rewriting a lot of them. 80 a Scientist came from my Home Is series, which I had 13 books in that. And I just rambled on. I didn't have a good plot, so I distilled it down and I learned the snowflake method of plotting, and it is wonderful. You come up with one sentence to describe your story, then you break that into 5 sentences. So you've got your inciting event, your where the normal world becomes wow, and then you've got your middle and your end, and so then you break those into more and build it out in a logical manner until you've got hopefully a plot that keeps your reader's attention. So 2022 was when I discovered that, and so I've been rewriting everything. So let's see. And Celius 1024, you said I only watch people make games. Well, that's cool. And let's see. Clover Q12, thank you for saying my game looks amazing. I am very happy to hear that because I've done some of these designs in Vue 2016. I am getting used to Vue 2024, which they made available for free. It's like, whoa. And I wish I had some of my artwork from that in here. I will probably find some way to display it. And let's see. Well, I will definitely have to watch the chat from now on. Oh my, I feel bad that I didn't look. Let's see. And looking for questions. And howdy to P0K3MN, and hi Citrical, hi Ice Torch, Xenoms, hello, Dies of Explosion, oh, Dogman, Dos Hesmo, J Messon, Winterish, Kusaisi, hello, September Game. Yay! So now I've gone all the way through the chat. Now let me go back to the bottom and okay. So thanks everyone for coming, and I don't see any more questions, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end the stream now. Thank you so much, and hope to see you again next time. I'm on every Tuesday from 9 to 11 EST, every Thursday from 9 to 11 EST. The Roblox development is Thursdays right now, and the AI stuff is on Tuesdays. So Hope y'all will join me. And until then, this is Dennis Cole, ADMA, signing off, and hope to see you on some of my daughter's Tasse Quest gaming streams. Y'all take care. And I'll go ahead and, well, if I can get to OBS, there we go. Bye.